Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Ansarkari. I am Vikas Bhardwaj. And continuing our discussion on different lessons with respect to democracy, let's speak about innovations or those innovative practices which are helping democracy to thrive. Let's see what is the concept of e-democracy, E, or you can say electronic democracy. So use of technology in the 21st century to enhance democratic practices, that is e-voting, online consultations, participatory budgeting, these words we have already used, that is actually linked with the idea of e-democracy. Use of technology to enhance democratic processes. Now, what is impact when we speak about e-democracy? Is it going to just close your eyes and think it is increasing transparency, that we also agree, accessibility also I would say, accountability and also citizen convenience. Please do remember these keywords. If we see from Indian illustration perspective, then MyGov platform is a very important example. It is facilitating and enhancing citizenship principles because it is giving policy suggestions. It is helping citizens to participate in discussions and contribute ideas directly to the government. Okay, directly. MyGov platform. Just check out and read an article with respect to that. My question to you is, if every citizen could vote on laws through an app, would democracy become more stronger or it will become chaotic? What is your answer? Just think and write that. Coming to another concept that is called deliberative democracy. Deliberative democracy where citizens engage. The word is linked with the word deliberations. So citizens, they engage in reasoned dialogue. What is the word here? Not dialogue, reasoned dialogue. Because you are making sense of what you're talking. And what you're going to make? Informed decisions. It's not that I'm coming up with a good idea and government is just going to accept it without thinking about its pros and cons. That is why you must remember deliberative democracy facilitates citizens to engage in talks with the government in a reasoned and in a seasoned manner, and also there is informed decision making. So promotes evidence based. Okay, what is keyword here? Again, evidence based. How it is going to help the masses, not just by verbal talk. There must be evidence and inclusive policy making. So, for example, Gram Sabhas in Kerala, People's Plan campaign. People's Plan campaign 1996 encouraged villagers to deliberate on local development priorities. Even just if you read recently, Kerala became the first state in India where extreme poverty have been eliminated officially. My question to you is, structured public debates, can they replace the shouting matches which we see in the parliament and also in the state legislatures? Do you think so? Please write your answer. Citizens assembly is another concept. That is randomly selected citizens from different walk of life. They deliberate on the key issues and recommend policies. Think about metropolitan cities like Bengaluru, where citizens come up and they speak about potholes, they speak about waterlogging, and similar is the case with the Gurugram, or similar is the case with, say, for example, Chandigarh. So, citizen assembly is also an important concept. It ensures diverse voices and inclusive decision making. For example, Law Commission of India do have consultations with citizens on uniform civil code. My question to you is, should India institutionalize citizens assemblies for sensitive issues like climate change or personal laws? What do you think? A very tough question for you. But do write this answer and we can discuss once you have more clarity. What is liquid democracy? So liquid democracy is the hybrid of direct and representative democracy. Both the kinds are there. Citizens can vote directly or delegated vote to trusted representatives. Trusted representative is the keyword over here. But the key thing is it is flexible in nature because it is hybrid, and there is responsive decision making because it is direct in nature, it is representative also in nature, and then it is making an impact. For example, none of the above options in the Indian elections. In one way, it is empowering direct citizen choice. I do not want to vote for any of the candidates, but none of the above is getting more votes than the candidate who is polling the maximum votes, then whom you're going to choose. Do you think that the government must go for none of the above option or with the candidate who has got the maximum votes but less than NOTA? Think about it and we will discuss. So would Indians trust friends or experts to vote on their behalf in parliament? What is your answer? Open government. Open government is also linked with transparency in government data and decision making because it is also going to build trust and accountability in so many ways. For example, Government of India, it is functioning and also coming up with so many different programs, policies, and also so many concepts which talks about more governance and less government. More governance and less government. So Indian illustration, if I say, then RTI Act of 2005, the landmark act empowering citizens to demand government information. My question to you is, does transparency always strengthen democracy? Or can too much openness paralyze decision making? What is your analysis? Give an illustration from your own understanding when you are submitting your notes for answers. Similarly is the case of electronic voting. So casting and counting votes electronically is called electronic voting. What is the impact? Is convenience, accessibility is there, and reduced human error. EVM used nationwide since 2004, making India the largest e-voting democracy. And obviously, we know that EV are truly tamper-proof, but then I'm giving you an option as a case study. Should India use EVM or should India get into the paper ballots? So you think what courts are saying, you think what peoples are saying, and you can write your answer on that. Participatory budgeting is also a concept where citizens directly decide allocation of funds. They directly decide, because in participatory budgeting there is a role of local people and also decision making is done by those stakeholders who are actually being impacted. So it is strengthening local democracy and accountability. That is participatory budgeting, like Pune Municipal Corporation, letting citizens suggest local projects. Similarly, is with the Chandigarh Municipal Corporation or Gurugram or even Delhi. So if you could decide your city's budget, what would you prioritize? Roads, schools, or healthcare? Give your answer. Similarly, the idea of social media and democracy. The concept is linked with the platforms. Social media are platforms that enable political engagement. That is one point. Political engagement, that there is a debate, there is a discussion on certain political issue where a leader or a party can talk with the masses directly when it is engaging through political app. There can be mobilization of citizens when somebody is asked Har Ghar Tiranga. When somebody is asked that please go for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, somebody is asked we must promote Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Abhiyan, we must promote Jan Dhan Yojana, and accountability because it is digital in nature. Whenever we think about our Indian, so many schemes which have become digitized, so it amplifies citizen voices. But one most important thing is misinformation in the name of the government scheme, in the name of the government program, in the name of the government slogan, or in the name of the government policy. There are miscreants, there are anti-national elements who may actually try to misguide masses. So India Against Corruption movement, 2011, it gained momentum through Facebook and Twitter. So is social media a true democratizer? Do you think so? Or it is a tool for manipulation? Where do you answer lie? Or you can say how far do you agree with that idea? Now, open data. Open data means government data which is collecting so much data and which is having made accessible and reusable. Citizens can analyze that what our data is used for. They can monitor their personal data also and they can hold institutions accountable. So our phones, our laptops, our usage of e-commerce, everywhere you can say our data is being used and stored. Our Aadhaar number, everything is being made biometric and Aadhaar enabled. So we have to think that our data is the government making policy or the government is having the power and also institutions where they can use it safely. Open government data platform. This is a very important concept, provides data sets on health, education and economy. So can open data empower ordinary citizens? Do you think so? Or it is mainly benefiting only experts and corporations? So every citizen, if he is given access to data, is it going to make difference to their lives and to the lives of the society? Now let's come to referendum. Direct vote by citizens on specific issue. Direct vote. It is empowering people on major constitutional or policy question. Referendum. Like for example, Goa referendum of 1967. Citizens voted to remain a separate state instead of merging with Maharashtra. So, my question to you is that India hold referendums on the issue like uniform civil code, or for example, statehood demands like Bodoland, or like Gorkha land, or even within UP there had been demands in the past of Harit land or Bundelkhand and so forth. What is your opinion? What is plebiscite? So direct vote to gauge public opinion on sovereignty or territorial issue. That is what is called plebiscite. And it is very important to note here the keyword like sovereignty. It is used for legitimacy in sensitive national questions. For example, Pakistan as a tool, as a tool to misguide and also to misinform the international uh, global players. It keeps on talking about plebiscite in J&K, whereas India very firmly believes that there is no need for any plebiscite because for India, Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of our motherland. Why we should go for plebiscite? In fact, whatever unlawfully occupied Kashmir, Pakistan occupied Kashmir is there, it must be brought back to India as soon as possible. So this is an element to understand plebiscite. So do you think that plebiscite resolve territorial disputes? You go for global examples on Wikipedia, or do they risk deepening divisions? Do a small research work and try to make a short note. So that is how we can I have given you a cursory overview of the concepts related with innovations and also, the key ideas on democracy. Let's move on with revision, with clarity, and also with a lot of enthusiasm in order to get success in our goal and in examination. Thank you very much.